We're good.
Okay.
I'm choking on air.
I don't like doing this little silence.
Babe, you have to. You have to get the ambiance of your environment. The bat floating in the wind.
Yeah,
The
I
silent
hate it.
creak of the chair.
It's because we have to be silent before we start the podcast. I want to talk, and you clearly want to talk because you're over there like mouthing words and moving around,
Baby,
popping your knee.
don't give away the secrets. That's how you make a quality podcast. You make a little noise. Anyway, they ain't got to know all this. Hey, everybody.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Barnard Babble.
Welcome back, everyone. How's everybody doing? I hope well.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Or Merry October.
Happy October. Happy Spooktober, you guys.
It's fine. It's here.
Boo, Felicia.
Boo, Felicia.
I don't know. I'm so excited that it's October. This is like my favorite
Felicia.
time of the year. I've got my witch's brew coffee cup that looks like a cauldron with green slime coming out of it. You guys, I'm so excited. I'm drinking hibiscus tea with licorice root in it, so I'm feeling very witchy
I'm gonna
today.
say, whoa.
And we're in the office that is decorated for Halloween for our stream.
I have a great value water.
You do have a normal,
about a swig left in one bottle.
yeah, a normal bottle of water. So we're doing it big over here for Halloween.
Yeah. Do
I'm
we say our
just
names?
Excited. No.
Oh, who are you?
Who are you?
Huh, I asked you first.
I'm Erica.
I'm Justin.
And yes, Barnard Babble. Y'all, you hear, you know what this is.
October.
I know. So it's October. So this whole month we're going to be talking about spooky movies,
horror media.
We're going to be talking about scary stuff and also things that aren't very scary, like a couple of the movies today that aren't really that
These
scary
are the most
at all.
terrifying movies I've ever seen in my life. Hide your little ones.
If
this
you
one
have
is
a
intense.
weak
No.
stomach, just, you know.
Oof. You know
I don't
what?
know how you're going to handle Hocus Pocus.
If you can't handle Hocus Pocus, I don't know how you're gonna make it through life. That's all I'm gonna say.
But we are going to be this whole month exploring the realm of the spooky.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited because I am a good Christian girl, but I love Halloween. I love it.
Yeah. And my name is Justin, and I'm a good Christian boy.
You didn't have to say anything. It's just my moment to say I love Halloween.
Okay.
And I don't care what anybody thinks because I just think it's so much fun.
Sure.
And as a kid, my mom, we would celebrate every Halloween. I dressed up. We did the thing, the normal trick-or-treating, whatever.
Yeah.
We did all the fun stuff. She would decorate the house, which is why I love to decorate the house every
And then on
year.
Sunday, you would go to church and repent for your sins.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah.
I just love it. I have so many magical Halloween memories and things that happen to me specifically on Halloween nights out.
Oh, nice.
Just lots of great fun stuff.
Yeah, well, because like people like hear you love October or Halloween or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean you like horror, like disgusting movies and like just debauchery. No, you like the leaves falling, the crisp cold air.
This whole season is wonderful.
You like the vibe of this time of the year.
I do.
And Halloween happens to fall in that. You do like a good thriller. You do like a horror movie. But,
if it has a really great story.
Yeah, if it has a really great story.
I don't like horror just for horror's sake.
Which is what I do. Listen, I do. Like, does the movie have blood in it? I'll watch it.
You'll watch it.
At least Justin back in the day. Justin now, I'm a little more discerning. I look for more in my horror movies now. But if it does have characters that I like, or just like the vibe needs to be right, I'm down for it.
A lot of the time, I don't really get a lot out of them unless the story's really good.
But the murder, though, you get the murder out of it.
A lot of times I don't get, especially a lot of the newer things, I don't get a lot from them when I watch them. I don't take them, go home and say, wow, that was a really great movie.
Anyway, this is a preview of our conversation about Bodies.
Oh, no.
We're going to be having that sometime very soon.
Sometime this
Maybe
month.
the next podcast, you'll be hearing about Bodies. One of Erica's favorite new movies.
Oh, yeah.
Favorite. Yep. But before then,
I'm
we're
like,
going to
stop
talk.
shaming me.
I will shame you every day. She didn't like it, y'all. We're going to talk about one of Erica's, actually one of her favorite movies, I would say, growing up as a kid, right?
Yeah, this is one of Hocus Pocus. We're not going to beat around the bush. It was one of my, I watch it. I've watched that movie. When did it come out? Did it come out in 1996?
We are going to be talking about other movies as well.
Hocus
this episode,
Pocus?
we're talking about Hocus Pocus.
Or 92, 94 or something like that.
Was that old? Anyway, Practical Magic, and we're going to talk about The Craft, just to give people a preview.
Just to give you a preview, and we will be spoiling all of these movies. So if you haven't seen...
Now's your time.
If you haven't seen Hocus Pocus...
These 20, well, almost 30-year-old movies.
Right, 1 and 2, and then Practical Magic and The Craft, then I guess you can leave. I'd rather you stayed, but whatever you
Listen,
do.
You haven't seen them yet. You might as well stick around and, see what they're like.
It came out in 1993, the original Hocus Pocus. And I'm going to say how old I was.
Baby, if people know math, they don't know how old
you are.
They
can do the math. I was 10.
You were 10.
I was 10 years old when this movie came out, and it absolutely rocked my world. I loved it. The settings of Salem, the town with all the leaves and bustling and the kids everywhere, and the school letting out for Halloween weekend. Like, it just was so real.
It hit you at the perfect age.
It hit me at the perfect age. Yeah. And then I think the guy's name is Max, the main kid. Okay. And he, the family moves from California to Salem, and he don't like it because it's not LA and whatever. Yeah. And he meets a couple of bullies and things like that. But he also meets a nice little girl, and his sister's super cute. What's her name? That actress?
An age appropriate girl. He said a little girl.
Oh, well, he does meet a girl that's age appropriate for him, yes, but his sister's a little girl.
Oh, does he meet her first?
Huh? Who meets?
You said he meets a nice little girl.
He does. I'm just talking.
Okay, I'm being
I don't
too literal.
mean literal.
I'm being too literal. Okay, go on.
I don't mean a literal
Listen,
child.
Max is not a problem, okay?
He's not a problem. Anyway, his sister's super cute, and she's that one actress. I don't know her name, but she's in a lot of stuff since then. I think she's the only actress that has worked. Other than the Sanderson sisters.
Oh.
The little sister of Max. She actually has done
American
a million
Beauty?
things. She is in American Beauty, yes.
There you go.
There you go.
The two movies I know her from.
She is in that and a lot of other stuff, too.
Is she, though?
But anyway, the movie is magical, just the right enough spice of scary and spooky for a little kid.
Yeah.
Enough for you to handle it to where you're not too scared. And the Sanderson sisters themselves are so colorful and really, really funny. And like, each one of them has a different characteristic, and you can like pick who you would be. Like, which Sanderson sister would I be? And I always thought I'd be Sarah because she was a little ditzy. I always liked the ditzy character.
You're not a Sarah.
I always liked the fun. She's just fun.
She's fun. Yeah.
I love things, and and she liked boys a lot. And
maybe you are a bit of a Sarah. Yeah. Huh.
So I liked Sarah. I almost said Sarah Michelle Gellar. I liked Sarah.
We'll talk about Buffy later one day.
What's her name? Sarah?
Jessica Parker?
Jessica Parker. Thank you.
You look at me like, help me.
I know. I'm like, stop doing whatever you're doing and look at me and help me. Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, you're a big fan, yeah.
I know, big fan, yeah. Wonderful Disney movie. It's a what do you call it?
A romp?
No, it's a legacy film at this point.
Legacy film.
Everybody knows Hocus Pocus.
Oh.
Everybody watches it every year. You walk around, people wearing Hocus Pocus t-shirts, amok, all kinds of stuff.
I'm sorry, what you call
all
me?
The quotes, all kinds of quotes and stuff like that. It's a thing.
To be clear, I have seen this movie. I just don't have as much reverence for it as Erica and a lot of
which makes me
millennials.
Sad. I don't know why you don't.
A lot of millennials, they love this movie. And I'm sure the younger kids are getting into it. But I think I saw when I was, 6, 7. So some years later, because, I wasn't an old like Erica.
Right, you were a baby.
I was a baby child.
Yeah.
But I did eventually see it. And I did like it. I just don't have as much love for it. I like key moments in the movie. In the movie.
There's a song in the movie that's great. I mean, it's just, I always say this, but it's just like, they don't make movies like this anymore. Like that's me. I pull my string and that's what comes out of me. But it's like, They went and they brewed a magic potion to create Hocus Pocus 1, and all the pieces came together. There's a cat named Binks who talks, and y'all know I love my cats.
Sold. I'm already sold.
It was just great. The black cat started talking. I was like, my mind exploded. I was like, oh my God.
There's a zombie. There's
and
what else? Billy the zombie.
He's wonderful. He's mute like almost the whole film until he cuts they've sewed his mouth shut.
Yeah.
Winifred sewed his mouth shut, which is the lore. And then they open it and he's got this great voice, and it's the guy who's in every scary movie ever.
What?
That's that guy. Remember
Every
we
scary
talked about
movie
this?
ever?
He's the sea monster in the movie where the girl falls in love with the sea
Oh,
monster.
what's it called again?
He's that. He's the other sea.
Shape of Water?
Shape of Water. He's the other sea monster in Hellboy.
Hey, was he a sea monster in Hellboy? Oh, he was a sea monster.
He's that guy.
I see a trend here.
He's in Pan's Labyrinth, the guy with the eyeballs on
Who was
his
not
hands.
who was not sea and water related?
He's not water related, but
Wow.
he's that kind of actor.
He likes dressing up.
He plays
and
macabre, scary, tall, lanky characters. And they did bring him back for Hocus Pocus 2, which is what we are going to do. We're going to talk about Hocus Pocus
Hocus Pocus
2.
1 is an amazing movie. Even I, even though I don't remember a lot about it, if I watched it, the scenes would come to me. I'll be like, oh yeah, this part, this joke. This was a good movie. Or, it was a good movie when I was 10 and whatever, right? Hocus Pocus 2, I had zero interest in watching. Not gonna lie, I have not seen this movie. This will be This is Erica's discussion on it. I'll chime in, but I really did not. I had no interest.
Well, here's the deal. One more thing about the original Hocus
go
Pocus.
ahead, baby.
The scene where all the adults are at the costume party was one of those moments as a kid that I was like, I can't wait to grow up.
Oh, okay.
Like watching all those adults dressed up and like dancing and partying. It just looked like so much fun.
I want to do that.
I know. I was just like, oh my God, this is what adults do on Halloween. This looks so cool. Like, I want to go and do this.
Was there alcohol involved at all?
I mean, I'm sure it was. I don't know if they.
No. But it was Disney in the early '90s. That,
That's true.
They could have got away with.
They
go
could
on,
have been
but go
smoking
on.
cigars, and who knows? I
Yeah.
have no idea. I don't. As me now, I couldn't tell you.
There's
All
a
I know
bong.
is they were dancing and having a good time.
There's a bong in the background, baby. If you look again, there's a bong. There's some pipes. Listen.
All I know is they were having fun, and it made me want to grow up so I could experience Halloween in that way, which I
Yeah.
have since, and it is so much fun.
Oh.
But anyway, what I've gotten from Hocus Pocus 2 is you think you want something, but you don't.
Ooh.
And when they announced, they've been talking about it for
a long
years.
time, yeah.
Almost, from when the first movie came out, it was this
Kind of
big
shocking that they
hit.
never had a sequel.
People loved it,
Yeah.
and it's just grown, of course, every year. It's a tradition. It's a Halloween, October tradition. People watch it with their kids
Yeah.
and stuff. I mean, people love the movie. They've always been like, they should make a second one. Let's make a second movie. And I was on board with that.
They
Like,
never
maybe
did.
10 years ago. I was like, yeah, let's do that. 10, 15, 20 years ago. Yes. Make another Hocus Pocus 2. It's such a great movie. I'd love to see them come back and do something with it.
Well, you got what you wished for.
And in the year of our Lord 2022, it's so disappointing when you have a legacy film like Hocus Pocus.
Oh, God.
You have a legacy property. People love and cherish. Disney still making money to this day from Hocus Pocus 1.
And they
And
failed.
then they give you Hocus Pocus 2 and it's trash.
So it really was bad because I haven't seen any reviews for it. I don't know if you have either. I haven't seen any reviews. I don't know if there's even a Rotten Tomatoes on the movie.
Well, here's the deal. Trash is probably not the right word. They didn't give it the respect that it deserved.
Did it feel like...
They didn't give it that. I'm telling you why. I'm going to tell you why. Here you
Tell
go,
me why,
guys.
baby. I'm ready.
First of all, I don't think they were actually in Salem, northern United States. I don't know where they filmed this movie, but it looked like they filmed it on a lot.
Oh.
It looked like
a lot movie.
It looked like sets because every scene is either in a forest that looked super fake. So fake, like there was a lot of fog. There's lots of fog, and then you can see trees in the background, but you can't see more trees. It's almost like they're on the edge of a cliff, but they're not.
Huh.
They're in a forest.
And a lot of movies
and
are
the
filmed
moon
on...
is like huge and like, I mean, it just looked so fake.
It felt artificial.
It felt exactly very artificial.
And I was gonna say a lot of movies are filmed on sets, but it doesn't feel like it.
Well, the
or
first Hocus Pocus.
Okay.
If there's a set, it didn't feel like it.
Don't boo me.
When they're running through the cemetery, which hey, that could have been a fake cemetery. They did a good job. You know, all that stuff looked real to me.
Compared to the original
that came out in 1993.
They don't make them like they used to, baby.
Okay, 1993. I think their budget was like not that crazy. That you know, I don't know what the budget was for this second Hocus Pocus movie.
Sure,
but it had to have been about $10. It just does not, and it looks too crisp or. It's not
the
shot.
The way it's filmed.
The way
it's
that
probably
it's
shot
filmed,
like in some
it's
like
very
digital
flat.
mess.
And it is digital, which, hey, whatever, that's fine.
Boo!
But it's not, a lot of the shots aren't very interesting. They don't do a lot of close-ups and zoom-ins and like, quick shots to the characters like they did in the original. And you would think, I'm sorry, I'm going off, y'all. I'm popping off on this Hocus Pocus too. But you would think that they would take a lot of the things that the original film did as far as how they filmed it, the cinematography and things like that, and kind of copy it to give you the same feel you got when you watched the first movie. And this is like an after school special.
Ooh.
You know, and I get it. The ladies, the Sanderson sisters, they older now, Bette Midler and all that. They don't look... They've gotten older. That's what I'll say.
Sure, but I don't think
And so maybe they didn't want a lot of close-ups on them or something like. Maybe they requested it. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But you need. They're such dramatic characters that you need dramatic shots with them.
Yeah.
And the magic looked really fake, like lightning coming out of their fingertips and stuff.
Yeah.
That looked very like after shot effects. Like it looked lazy. And then there's 3 girls that are our heroes of the tale or whatever. They're the protagonists. One girl is barely in the film. Okay. She ain't there till the very last 20, 30 minutes of the film.
Perfect.
Because they have a falling out. And so she's not there with them. They're not friends no more because she's dating a cool guy. She's dating a cool kid guy. We've all been there. So she's not in their fun little witchy group anymore since they were kids.
Listen, we've all dated the cool guy.
So it's just the 2 girls that we don't spend a lot of time with them.
Okay.
And the time that we do spend with them, it's not very fulfilling. They're just kind of mad that their one friend is like ditching them slightly, but she really kind of wasn't. Her boyfriend isn't a mean guy. He's just dumb, He's just a dumb jock, but he talks to them and stuff. And there's even a scene where he's like, I didn't know I was making fun of you. I was just making conversation.
I'm just a dumb dumb.
He's just a dumb dumb, And I'm gonna say it. Don't say
it, baby.
I gotta say it. I'm tired of these new Disney movies not having any romance in them.
Oh,
it's driving me insane.
I know what you were gonna say. Okay.
Because as a kid, that was kind of the appeal for me as a little 10-year-old of seeing, most movies and properties and shows. I mean, they did it. Maybe they did it so much that people are like, we're done with it. We don't want it anymore.
I don't condemn. Go on.
But at this, I don't care who loves who.
Sure.
Dude, just give me anything. I just like the new Star Wars films. Couldn't I gotten a little something? Why can't nobody kiss on nobody? We can't have no kind of emotions if everybody's just like not thinking about that.
Listen, baby, it's too much drama to be thinking about romance. I ain't got time for kissing, okay?
I mean, these are young teenagers, and like in the original, Max teenage kid, and he's immediately gets this crush on this girl, and like, and like that was part of the charm of the film as well. Of like, would she like him or not? And eventually she does like him.
That's a request from you. I don't know if that's like a really like harsh critique. You're just saying
that's
that,
just a request. Yes, that's a nitpick. That's it's a nitpick, y'all.
But baby, do you want it? Because if it was in there, they probably wouldn't do it well.
I don't know what's going on with it anymore. I would love someone to explain it to me or give me their thoughts on why they think this is. But if you go back and you look at some things that have come out in the past 5 years, 6, 7 years, a lot of it, there's not a lot of romance. And I just don't know.
I think it's like
what that is.
Life is more than just romance, maybe.
It is, but it's also a big chunk of it. And it's also, if I'm watching a fantasy film,
go on,
a genre film, that works for me. Like,
yeah,
it works for me.
It's used a lot because it works. Like,
and they don't make rom-coms anymore because people aren't going to see them. Anyway, y'all, I'm getting off track. All I'm saying is I wish one of these little girls could have liked somebody. I don't care who you like another little girl, something. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then they kept showing a black cat. I'm gonna be okay. I swear. They're gonna the owner of the magic shop in town has a black cat, and he don't talk. The black cat don't talk.
I knew it.
And you would have thought I knew it was gonna happen too. You would have thought that they would have there's no magic in this movie. Okay. Anyway, I didn't like it, y'all. Here's some praise. Oh,
some praise.
It was nice seeing Bette Midler, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and the other lady. I never knew her. Sarah Jessica Parker. It was nice.
Buffy made a cameo. It was really cool. There was a
Buffy
vampire.
was in there, that would have been so cool. It was nice seeing them come back, pick up the roles.
Wait, who's the last lady? What's her name? From Sister Act.
She is in Sister Act. I've never 1 and 2. I've never known her name.
No one knows her name.
But she's wonderful. Like she's funny. She's great.
Yeah.
They didn't give her a lot to do in this one, and she rides Roombas, and it really takes. I hate it. I hate that she rides Roombas. I know that they were doing something, and
so like the base plot wasn't good. Just like nothing about it. Like
the base plot,
the inciting incident wasn't good.
Well, they come back to life, right? And so they're trying to like stay alive forever because when the sun comes up, it's like the first movie. They'll die,
Sure.
you know. So they're like, well, we want to live forever, and there's this spell that they can do that the book doesn't want them to do because it takes something from them if you do it, the thing you love the most or whatever. They eventually are able to do the spell, and Winifred loses the 2 sisters.
Oh.
Yes. And I said, okay, and that's interesting. The kids are not really involved in their own demise. They kind of did it themselves.
Are they the reason that they're back?
They are the reason they're back. They lit the black flame candle.
Okay,
they made another black flame candle.
Like, how are they tied in at all? Okay.
And well, the guy that works in the magic shop did. Anyway, so Winifred's real sad that she lost her sisters, and then she's like, "Well, I need to figure. I can't live without them." So they eventually, you know, the 3 little girls do a kind of a spell to send her to her sisters, so they all die.
Oh,
like that. But Winifred's happy because she'll be with her sisters.
Okay.
It's lame.
Your face, like
it's so anticlimactic. It was like magical pixie dust all around, and I'm like, stop redeeming my villains.
It's like they wanted to make them like not the good guys. They were like, hey, like
sympathetic.
We know you love these characters.
They tried to make them sympathetic. They showed them as kids in the very beginning of the movie. And it did have some callback to what the rest of the film was.
They were villains. They were like killing kids.
They're killing kids.
Why are you trying to?
They like to eat children.
That first movie is about how they suck lives out of kids and make themselves young and
right. And you literally watch them like they're like Dementors, like sucking the kids' souls out of their body. Like it was great.
But what if we see them as kids and they get picked on for being witches?
That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what was going on.
See, now we know why they turned into monsters.
My thought years ago when, you know, they've discussed making a second one for forever, my thought was bring back some of the original cast.
Sure.
You would think that they would do that. Those people aren't decrepit and old. They've got kids and stuff, but they look great. The guy that plays Max, he looks great. Like, I would have loved for them to bring back 1 or 2, not everybody, one of the characters to be like a guiding light, a guiding force to teach them and be like, we've dealt with the Sandersons before, you know?
Yeah, it's like I'm sure a bunch of pieces had to come together for this movie to be made, but there was no script that was better than this in like the last 25 years or whatever.
Exactly.
Like no one.
This was the best you could do.
Like you were saying. Did the actresses not want to do it? Did like Sarah Jessica Parker was like, no, I'm doing Sex in the City, and Bette Midler was like, I'm Bette Midler. I don't know how to do anything. And the other lady was like, no one's calling me because no one knows my name.
Oh,
so like,
she's great.
Did all the pieces come together finally in this year, or like what last year when it was probably being filmed?
Right.
I wonder if like the pandemic had anything to do with it. Like,
it's, you know what, that's very possible, but no excuses.
Either way, people have been making movies in the Pandy era that have been good.
Shows that have been great. And it's
maybe
Disney.
If this was a show.
And it's Disney. They have last week we said it. They have all the money in the world.
There's no excuse.
They have all the money and all the power in the world. What is happening?
So the magic shouldn't look like I did it in like Movie Maker.
Right. What's happening? It's them flying in the sky looks
good.
Worse than it did in 1993, or about the same. You know,
it should look better. Yeah,
and we've gotten past that.
Have we?
That's what 30 years. Yeah.
Don't math me, but sure.
It's 30.
Oh.
It doesn't make sense to me. I was sitting on the toilet, y'all, the other day after I watched the movie, okay? And I thought to myself, this is why Tim Burton don't want nobody to make A Nightmare Before Christmas 2.
Oh.
He won't let them do it.
Oh.
And I used to be like, dang, why not? Just
well, I mean,
why not?
It's stop motion. They could do it. Go on.
Yes, baby, but that's not the point.
Of
course, they could make the movie. It's his movie. That's his property. He wrote it. That's his stuff.
Well, I was just saying,
he
part
won't
of the
let
reason
Disney do it. They've asked him a million times. We want to make A Nightmare Before Christmas 2, and he's like, no. And I get it now.
At least it would probably look good, maybe. You don't think so? Maybe.
But what's the point? If the story ain't good, or if you don't have enough integrity to be like, no, I made my film.
Sure.
It was wonderful and it was great. There's no need to, no pun intended, dig it back up from the grave. Just let it die.
Because Jack Skellington's a skeleton.
Just let it die. So okay. I totally get it.
Oh, baby, breathe.
I know, I need to breathe.
Drink some of your tea.
It's very upsetting.
Drink some of your tea.
Drink some
Guys,
tea.
Erica's drinking tea. I don't think she liked the movie. If you had to give it a rating, what would you give it? Like
out of what?
Like a rotten banana.
How many witches out of what?
Like how many? Yeah, like
how many witches out of 10?
2 witches out of 10.
I'd give it 2.5 witches out of 10.
Yikes, that's pretty bad.
There we go. Yeah. 2 out of, but yes.
It does not get the Barnard Babble seal of approval.
No, but
you know what does? No, we got to go on.
Okay, you know what does?
Could you keep rambling about this movie?
I could. It's made me that upset.
It's not a good movie. But you know it does get the Barnard Babble seal of approval.
Which
Practical
one?
Magic.
Oh, Practical Magic. Yes. I love it. Practical Magic.
A better witch movie.
A very much so
at least better than the Hocus Pocus 2.
Movie.
They're different movies, but...
They are different.
But, I mean, it is lighthearted. It's weird because it's like a dark, lighthearted movie.
That's why I love it. Came out in 1998.
Oh.
October 16th, 1998.
You want to give your age at that point too?
No, but y'all can do the math from the first movie. But I remember I was I was laying on my floor working on an art project for my art class in high school, and Practical Magic came on. I've never heard of it or nothing like that. I think HBO or something was playing it. And I watched that movie start to finish.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, my God. This is a great movie.
Oh, my God. What is this?
I love this movie.
I probably also saw it on HBO originally, too.
Yeah. I didn't watch it in theaters. So,
oh, no.
Because I wasn't checking for nothing like that. So, but,
yeah.
It captivated me, and I thought it was great.
Sandy Bullock.
Yep.
Naomi.
Nicole Kidman.
Not Naomi.
Not Naomi, but they are. I could see you getting them confused.
Nope.
That's
Nicole
okay.
Kidman.
Nicole Kidman, yes. And they play 2 sisters, yes, in that movie. And I don't know if it's a cult classic or...
I feel like it is.
At this
point. That feels like a cult
or...
classic kind of movie.
Practical Magic, but they grew up in a witchy family that has a generational curse put on it.
Oh. What's
where
the curse, baby?
The curse is like every man that... what was their name?
The Sanders...
Owens woman loves...
Yeah, the Owens.
Will die, basically.
Yeah.
They'll hear the death beetle. And I'm like, Lord Jesus, don't let me ever hear no death beetle. Get that out of my house.
That's the best noise I can make for it.
That's a good job. They'll hear the death beetle, and then their husband will die. But the witch, the original witch that put the curse on the family, was because her lover abandoned her, and the city pushed her out, and she was really sad. And she had her baby all by herself, and she was like,
"Single mothers,
no one will ever love again," you know. And
at least not in my family.
Not in my family.
Well, because it started off as like a spell. And her despair, it turned into a curse. I don't know if she did it on purpose, but anyway.
And this is just like prime Sandy Bullock in this film. She's just wonderful and just gorgeous. And this is a very 90s movie. Like, it is a super 90s film.
While I enjoy the film, I don't know if I ever need to watch it again. I'll say that.
But this is like your second or third time watching it. So you're done now?
It's probably my 4th time watching it or something.
Married
because
to
I
Me.
watched it as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, it came out in 1998. I saw it for a few times on your HBOs or whatever. And I remember a good bit of the movie. I think maybe a little over halfway. Then I was like, I'm not exactly sure what happens now. You know, I got a certain point as a kid. I was probably like, I'm going to go play or I'm going to go, do whatever.
Yeah.
And so I don't remember the whole movie. But it's the 90s of it. Yeah. It is super 90s. The worst part about the movie, I'll say the worst part right now, is the music.
I like it. I know you don't, but I feel like it's nostalgic for me at this point.
It's funny because the soundtrack, like the actual like licensed music in it, to me is like, yeesh. But
what about the Shania song?
Hold on, I'll go back to Shania. But the little, just music doing their
The
daily
stings,
lives, like
the
like
musical
little,
cues and stings and stuff. Yeah.
you know, like that kind of stuff with them just
The
doing
score
whatever.
of the movie is great.
The
That's
score,
what you're saying, right? Yeah.
yes, thank you. The score is good. The soundtrack is booty.
It's a lot of woman empowerment music, baby. That's what it was.
But it was so eye rolly.
Oh, I
It
like
really was.
it.
And
I like it.
I mean, I'm all down for women empowerment.
Heartbreak.
Like,
It's
look,
great.
oh my god.
Shania. I believe that's Shania, y'all. I hope I'm not wrong.
I hope you're wrong. Really
I hope
funny.
I'm wrong. I'm
because
just
like
I don't.
Like it just it was almost, it felt too loud sometimes.
Oh.
Like it was just like they had mixed it weird or something.
Why
is it so loud? I kept thinking,
it's great.
Ooh, the music to me was the worst part. But besides that, solid movie.
It's
baby.
a great movie. Yeah.
Take it away.
It's an absolute great movie. It's another one that I watch it every October. Sometimes I might watch it in the middle of the year because I'm just feeling like a nice cozy vibe with Practical Magic.
I'll walk through and be like, oh, you're watching Practical Magic. and then I keep on walking.
It's just something about it. It's just like alluring and it's like the right kind of mystical and awe. The magic in the movie is very like subtle.
It's subtle.
There's not, lightning coming out of their fingertips. They're not cackling. And,
like even at the end of the movie when it's like, the most like witchy things they do, even that wasn't like crazy.
Right.
But go on. Yeah. Yes, it's
It's like spiritual. I'm a spiritual person, right? And sometimes I can tell when something's going to happen or someone's going to call me or, things like, it's like intuition.
Intuition, yeah.
And there's a lot of that in the film, which I like a lot. Like they can tell when someone's going to call or someone's thinking about somebody, even when they're miles away or whatever, like little things like that I feel like a lot of women in particular just have like something we can do and it's just very interesting to me and how they deal with herbs and teas and like natural remedies and stuff like that. So it's like they're portraying the craft, quote unquote.
Oh, we'll get there.
In this very normalized way.
Yeah, very normal way. Like they really normalize
very charming.
witchcraft.
And it's very charming in the film. They live in this big old Victorian house with like a lookout on this gorgeous home, and there's plants everywhere and cats, and they eat brownies for breakfast, and it's just a good time until one of the sisters falls for a bad guy who is hitting her and very possessive, and they accidentally kill him.
Listen, he had it coming.
He did have it coming.
He had it coming.
They accidentally kill him and then try to bring him back to life, and that goes really wrong. And then they kill him again.
They kill him again.
And they gotta bury him, and then he begins to haunt them. And that's
him,
the plot of the film.
They bury him in the front yard, essentially, right? Like the
side of
the house.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like the shenanigans from there, because then a cop comes and the investigation begins, and it's
right. It's really a story.
If you hear
like,
the synopsis, you're like, okay, but when I tell you, it's like the lightest murder you've ever seen.
Oh yeah, I mean they just drug him and
and then bash him over the head. But I'm saying, just like reading it, like if someone was like tell you the synopsis of the whole movie, you'll be like, what? But believe me, they put enough of that '90s inspirational women's music in there.
Well, the story is about women's empowerment.
I know.
It's about sisterhood. It's about finding your community and loving yourself.
Yeah.
That's really what the story is about. And like, because the whole town knows they're witches. They make fun of their kids and like all this stuff. And at the end of the movie, they're like, we need help. And they call on the townsfolk.
Yeah, that's like the best moment.
And they show up.
Well, one of the best moments, yeah.
It's one of the best moments. They show up and they help them cast out the evil demon, whatever ghost.
Because that guy who was what's his name? D'Angelo, James.
It's something like Angel Love or something.
Angel Love.
I think it was like Angel Love, something like that.
Angel Love, what?
Yeah.
That was not his name.
I think his name was Angel Love. Or like Angle Love or something. It was something like that. Now, who's seen the movie? A lot.
I mean, I would say you, but you don't remember the main villain's name.
I'm telling you his name.
Anyway, so Angel Love eventually starts to come back. He does haunt him, like Erica said. And he takes over Nicole Kidman's, body and her. And I wish there was actually more of that. I wish there was more of him messing with him. There actually really isn't a lot.
There's not a lot of it.
You only see him as like a demon ghost, like what, twice?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I thought it was more of him being like a nuisance, but that isn't the point of the movie.
That's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is like their love, their sisterly love, and the ladies of the community coming together and helping them and supporting them breaks this generational curse on their family, and they're able to, love men again and them not die from the death beetle, essentially.
Sure, yeah.
That's what it is.
They banish, the evil is defeated, angel love is banished, but they sweep them up and then they throw them in I think they put them in some kind of stew and they pour the stew in a grave. Anyway.
Right.
And then they can love again. So
and then
they can love a man and that man won't hear the death beetle. Or the woman won't hear the death beetle.
Yes, there we go.
Now that I think about it, old dude fell in love because the cop, falls in love with Sandy Bullock. He fell in love with her, what, like in 2 days?
Well, probably instantly. He fell in love with her when he read her letter a million times.
Okay,
it's a love story. It's a romantic.
It's a love story. Don't ask too many questions.
Yeah, it's a 90s romance. I wouldn't even call it a thriller, and it's really just a romance.
No, it really isn't. Like
what it is.
At one point, the demon ghost is like squeezing I'm assuming the heart, or trying to he like punches through.
Of course,
the cop.
You remember this scene, and we'll talk about this scene.
I'm just letting people know this is what I thought the movie should be more of.
Okay, more violence. Yeah.
Well, hold on now. He puts his hand, his fist through his chest, and I'm like, oh boy. And then I guess what was it, like the silver in his badge? Because like I said, he's a cop. He's a private investigator or whatever. Well. It burns his hand. And he goes and he goes away. The power of Christ compels you. And I was like, okay, cool. We're gonna get a little bit more of that. And I knew in the back of my head that we weren't, because I do remember the movie a little bit. It's one of those movies that as you watch it, you're like, oh yeah. Solid. I wanted more. I wanted less. I don't know if I wanted less romance. I wanted a little bit more from it. It was a sweet movie. I smiled throughout the movie.
It's just, I don't know. It's like a comfort movie for me.
Sure.
I think the way that they filmed it and watching it again recently, of course I've seen it a million times, but I was looking for like the cinematography, this go around, and like camera shots and the way they would choose to frame things. It's wonderful. There's a lot of like smooth movements of the camera that makes it also feel whimsical,
going downstairs
and magical. Yeah, and they would do like shots like straight down.
It was shot well. I mean, look, it's a good movie. It's a solid movie,
right?
Like, and everything but that soundtrack. Like I said, the soundtrack is the worst part of the movie. The score is good. Soundtrack is shite.
I'm surprised they didn't have like Alanis Morissette on there or something.
That they didn't? Like,
she could be somewhere.
On there. I mean, dang.
She could be. But Practical Magic is like my feel good witchy movie. Yeah. I don't know. I love it. With a cup of tea or some hot cocoa, put Practical Magic, give me a blanket on. I'm a happy camper. I just love it.
Yeah, and I don't want to take that away from you. Like, as I was watching, I was like, or when we started, I was like, I hope I don't go into this and be like, oh, I hate this movie. Like, after we watch it, I hope I'm not like, I didn't like it. It was bad. But, I saw it when I was younger, and so I had a little bit of hope. And I didn't hate it. Only time I ever made a face is when the music would start blaring. And I was like, whoa, it's so in your face. Like, look at their love. Look at it.
Man.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
It's a product of its time.
1998, like, come on.
I do miss that, though. I miss a little whimsy with a song in my movies. I don't really like, I'm sure I do like a lot of romance movies. What movies have I seen even that are like considered romance movies? What romance movies have I watched?
Is 500 Days of Summer considered like a romantic movie?
It is.
It's like a little indie alt romantic movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen When Harry Met Sally. I haven't seen. I haven't seen. What's it called? The Notebook. I haven't seen any of those. I'm sure I would like it.
We gotta watch The Notebook
because I like drama. So I'm sure I would like those kind of movies.
Yeah, you would.
Usually, it needs to be involved in like a school, or like it doesn't need to be.
You like teen drama.
I like teen drama. Listen, give me Degrassi, give me Euphoria,
right?
Give me South of Nowhere. No one's ever heard of that.
I don't know that one. Yeah,
it's funny because I haven't seen Dawson's Creek. I haven't seen that. I feel like maybe I feel like the time for Dawson's Creek is gone. I don't know if I could get into that.
It's gone. Yeah.
No, I'm saying like for me.
like,
obviously it's old as hell, but like I'm saying, for me, I wonder if I could go back and watch that.
You might like Dawson's Creek.
Give me the OC.
You might like it.
Wait, what are some other? I'm going blank on my teen shows, baby.
Oh well, let's talk about some other teenagers.
Degrassi. Okay, so
no.
Okay, so if Practical Magic was Erica's movie, The Craft is my movie.
Yeah, that's your movie.
I like it quite a bit. It's real good. What's the name?
The End. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's a good movie.
End.
What's the name of the main characters? Like, there's Fairuza Balk.
Fairuza Balk.
That's the only one I know, actually. Oh no, that's not true. Nev Campbell.
Yeah, Nev Campbell, Robin Tooney,
and the black girl.
And Rachel
anyway.
True. Rachel True is the black girl.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Skeet Ulrich is the I don't know what he is. The guy in the movie.
The a-hole guy. Yeah. And that's really all we need to know.
That's all.
Like
you need to know.
those are the main players of the movie.
Really, all you need to know is Fairuza.
Yeah.
Which how you gonna have a name like Fairuza?
Are we saying that name right, Fairuza?
I think that's how you say it.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like a lot of people know The Craft, even if you haven't seen the movie. It's one of those films that it has just lived, and it's like in the zeitgeist, especially around this time of the year. People know what The Craft is. I love it. Now I will say this: after watching it, we watched it yesterday again, just like a refresher.
Yeah, for a refresher.
Doesn't hold up as well as I remember it.
Which parts?
All of it.
All of it. All of it.
I think I'm learning throughout the years. You should never go back. You should never go back and watch stuff you love.
You should go back, but realistically, you know.
I guess I have a hard time of placing. You know, I don't know, like myself when I was a kid watching, being like, this is great, and then watching it again and being like, oh, this is still fine. Like I'm not like regretting watching it. I don't think it's a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. Maybe some people would disagree.
Well, I know a couple little things about The Craft.
Oh.
I know that it costs.
Bust it down, baby.
Like I think around $15 million to make.
Oh.
And the movie made $50 million.
Oh, dang. That's
so
good.
people like went out and saw this movie about these girls. Yeah.
Yeah.
They went out and saw
these four girls who become witches. Or
yeah. They already are.
The base story is what? Like the three girls, Fairuza, black girl, and Nev Campbell
they've got a small little coven.
And they're looking for a fourth. And Robin Tooney,
as one does,
comes from, I forget where she moves from, but she moves someplace in L.A. or someplace
in
L.A.
She moves to L.A.
She moves to South Central L.A. No, I don't know. Anyway, and she becomes the fourth.
Because the witches in the hood are always hard.
Whoa, what is that from?
I made it up.
Oh, dang. The way you went into that, it was like you pulled that from some media.
Well, it's a song and I changed the lyrics.
Oh, okay, girl. Anyway, creative.
Because the girls in the hood are, you know.
What is that from?
I don't forget who originally sings it, but Biggie? Megan Thee Stallion redid it recently.
I said Biggie. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's older than Biggie. It's like 80s.
Oh, damn.
I think. Anyway.
So, like, she becomes the fourth. They become fast friends because they sense her and she has powers. Like, you know, when you first go to a school and you want to keep a low profile, the first thing you do on your first day is you spin a pencil.
You make your pencil float.
You make your pencil not even float. Like that pencil was.
Oh, it didn't just. Yeah.
It was on the pointed edge and the lead end of a pencil just slowly turning. That's what you do, right?
Right.
And so they obviously, I think it was Nev Campbell sees her and they're like, we should be friends. You should be our fourth. And they're pretty quickly, like all of that actually felt pretty natural. Them getting together and becoming like little witch friends. Yeah. All that felt pretty good. I think it was just like an overall vibe. Wasn't as like, I'm a kid. This is a good movie, you know?
It's hard to describe why people really were like, you know, gravitated to the film.
Wait, what you say?
Gravitated. It's hard to describe why people.
You know what I thought you said?
No.
It's hard to describe. It's hard to describe white people.
No. No.
I'm like, I agree. Go on.
No.
Okay, it's hard to describe why people like this movie.
And I've been trying to figure out what it is. And when I watched it when I was young, I was just like, these girls look so cool. Their outfits are amazing. Yeah. Like the necklaces and the layers. And it was just like, oh, I could never pull that off. They all look great in skirts and like tights and stuff. Like the style is absolutely amazing.
I think it's just like a time and place thing.
It's a time and a place.
Like, you watched it when you were younger, you watch it again when you're, older, and it doesn't hit the same. But
it's
you can still
weird
appreciate
enough to be. It's weird and it's interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of like, okay, they're normal girls and they all have, an issue. Something's going on in their home life, or like the black girl has a lot of racism thrown at her at her school.
Yeah. Okay. So I took some notes. The black girl's racism. Nev Campbell has like a skin condition. I think she was burned at some point in her life.
Scars.
So she has some scarring. Firoza Balk is white trash. That's in the movie, though. Hey, y'all, listen. I'm just quoting the movie. And
she's mad because she's white trash.
And Robin Tooney is what is she? Her mom died, or what
her
is
mom
it?
died while giving birth.
Giving birth to her, and she just has like I don't know if it's a sad life. She's just sad, and she's
tried to end her own life.
Yeah,
she's just going through.
She's going through it. She's like more of like a natural witch than even the other three of them. Anyway, so I took some notes. So the black girl, what's her name again? Sorry, I gotta start calling the black girl. Listen, I'm black, so I can say it. I think her name's
Rochelle in the movie.
Okay, Rochelle, like I said, is experiencing some pretty overt racism from all people.
From Marsha Brady.
From the Brady Bunch. Now I don't know her. Look, y'all, don't come here for like I know all the actresses and actors and like the factual information. She is Marsha from
Marsha from the Brady Bunch like
movies
in the 90s. Yes,
yeah,
that's Marsha.
She's currently married to Ben Stiller. Apparently,
they've been married for a long time.
She is.
I've never seen that kind of racism in a film where it was just like
what she said.
Where they just say it.
Like
the black girl Rochelle.
There you go.
Goes up to her while they're in the girls' bathroom, whatever you call it. And she goes, "Why don't you like me? Do you think this is funny? What's basically like,
why are you doing
this to me?" And she turns to her and she's like, "You really want to know?" And she's like, "Yes, I want to know. It's because I don't like Negroids." It's like
Negroids.
It's just as simple as that.
And I was like, "Dang." She's just straight up racist. And you gotta
She just said, "I'm racist."
She's like, "Girl, I'm racist."
I'm racist. You kinda gotta respect it.
You do.
She's just like, "I just don't like you. Yeah, I don't like your kind."
She wasn't skirting around it. And also Negroids, baby. Was that a thing? You ever heard of that? You're a little bit older than me. You ever heard that
I've never heard it in my life. But that's the word that they chose to put in the movie. It's very interesting. And she gets her comeuppance, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, they cast, they each eventually get their spells, whatever, like to focus on their problems. And eventually she goes bald, hair starts falling out. It's hilarious. And later on in the movie, she goes up to what's her name?
Rochelle,
Shaniqua. Anyway,
yeah.
She goes up to her and she's like, she wants to say something to her, and they cut away to like something else going on. I was like, "Well, what's she gonna say?"
Well, she just says hello and how are you doing?
And she was gonna say something to her. And I wanted to see the conversation.
Oh, they were.
She was like, "Hey, I just wanted to say," and then boop, cuts away.
Really?
I was like, "What?"
I don't remember that,
baby. I was like, because in the moment I was like, "Hey, what were they gonna say?"
Did you ever do stiff as a board, light as a feather with your friends?
An iconic scene, light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Light as a feather,
stiff as a board. No, I didn't. You did?
Yeah.
You didn't say that when we were watching it.
I'm saving this for the podcast.
Baby. Well, what happened? How far did you go? How far did you float?
Oh, they weren't trying to float me. Because I've always been a little chubby girl, big girl.
Well, that makes it better, actually.
I don't know. We tried to float one of our other friends. And
how far did you get?
It didn't. Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Now,
but the point is we tried to do it.
My mom tried to do this, okay? And she claimed...
Why your grown mama doing... Your mom was grown when that movie came out. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh, you know what?
In 1996. Oh, was this a thing that people did, though?
Yeah.
Before the movie came out.
Yeah, but I don't think my mom's a liar.
I don't think she is either.
But, oh, wow, yeah, now that I think about it, maybe it wasn't
It just must be a game that people play.
And I think there was a chair involved. I think it was one of their friends. I think it was one of their friends in a chair. And they all claimed, it was like 3 or 4 of them. They claimed that the chair started to float.
Oh,
listen,
goodness.
I didn't ask too many questions.
And they did the light as a feather, stiff as a board.
If it wasn't that, it was it was adjacent to that, you know. And I was like, wow, okay, I'm gonna walk away. Okay, it's one of those things that your mom tells you she participated in some weird rituals when and you just go along with it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. and she never wanted to mess with a Ouija board.
Oh, well, that's most black mamas.
Well,
my mama was like,
at a certain point,
we ain't doing nothing like that.
At a certain point, she did, and then after that, she stopped.
Those are my mom.
You're
the same
kid.
thing happened to her. Her and her family, brother, sister, somebody, they were messing with one. Some stuff happened, and she was like, "Oh no, never again." And I've never done it, and I never will. At me, I do not care.
Back to my notes. Skeet Ulrich, who plays the a-hole, like, I'm a good guy, right?
Or maybe love interest.
And he reveals himself pretty quickly to be, a douche.
Right.
I really hated that guy. I really hated him in the movie. I was like, oh yeah, he really does suck. I forgot.
Right.
Him and his little friends. I forgot how much they sucked. And one of the first notes I had in watching the movie, he was a lot hotter in Scream.
Those movies came out the same year.
What?
And and Neve Campbell is in The Craft. She's also in Scream.
Yes.
Those movies came out the same year.
Now, Neve looks amazing in Craft, and she looks amazing in
Neve
Scream.
Campbell, yeah.
Now, I don't know what I said. Like his hair. Listen, y'all.
It might be just
Google
the hair.
Skeet. His name, y'all. Skeet. Google Skeet Ulrich from The Craft, and look. And if you haven't seen Scream, look at him in Scream. You'll see what I'm saying. You'll see what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
He looks way better in Scream.
That hair.
You were right. Same guy though. It's the same guy.
Anyway.
So.
Let's see what else I got. I said Fairuza needs to act with more teeth. Half of the movie was just Fairuza's teeth. Every time you saw her face
is iconic.
Great face. Looks. I'm not making fun of her, but damn,
her face is iconic.
A lot of teeth acting.
She's the reason that movie is as good as it is.
If she wasn't in that movie,
nobody would care about that movie. No. Tell you the truth, the way she is her portrayal of Nancy is just Nancy. Visceral and like. She's so mad and she just doesn't care.
But it was a good build up. Her like cracking and becoming insane, like from when you first meet her.
Right.
And she's obviously still like a little unhinged.
You like her.
Even though she's like, even though she's like, mean and stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I want her to like me.
She was definitely be that girl that you were scared of, but wanted you to like her. But for sure.
It was a good gradual escalation to her being unhinged.
Right.
But let's see. Another iconic character was the Snake Man.
Snake Man.
The homeless man.
I didn't remember that guy.
I did not remember him at all.
When we rewatched it.
Throughout the movie, there was a lot of snake imagery. And this one big part that we'll talk about later that involved a lot of snakes. But there was some snake imagery. She moves into the house. There's a snake. Go into the house. Leaky roof. A lot of leaky roofs and snakes in the movie. And he would pop up a couple times in the movie. It's like, hey, I got this snake for you.
I got this snake for you. This old-looking hobo.
And I'm just like,
man.
I don't remember this man at all. And also terrifying. You imagine you walking down the street and a guy's like, hey, I got a snake for you. And then you start running. Wait. Anyway. And he gets hit by a car.
Yeah, I was like, the car hit him apparently.
Okay, they were like, oh my God, we did that. I imagine him getting hit by the car. I'm like, that fool was walking across the street in heavy, like 6 p.m. traffic. Y'all didn't do nothing.
Of course he was getting hit by a car.
Y'all ain't no witches. No, anyway. So yeah, little moments like that throughout the movie just like etched in my brain. Okay, so like there's a part where they're doing some like glamour spell. And there is some of the worst looking, weird CG hair. Worst. It's like, you know how you can look at a scene and tell it's going to do something weird? Yeah. That's what the whole scene was. The scene was her like changing her hair color from brown to red or blonde or whatever.
Yeah, I think she went from red to blonde.
And I remember that. It was just like, wow, this looks terrible.
It looks so bad. You know that's a wig. Right.
The whole movie?
The whole movie. That is a wig on her.
I didn't know that. It looks good to me.
I mean, it looked like a wig.
Maybe the hairline is a little too...
Yeah, it's a wig. Because she was in, what's that? Jay and Silent Bob? She was in something.
She was, okay.
She was in a movie before this where she shaved her head completely.
Oh, okay.
Shaved her head and she was just like a punk rock kid in the movie.
Yeah.
So... Therefore, they put a wig on her. Okay. Yeah, they put a wig on her because I guess they needed it for that scene. Jesus. Or
like Robin Williams, like, okay, guys, really? This is what we needed this for?
Well, I guess the character, that guy would have never talked to her if she had a shaved head. So, typically, not saying there's anything wrong with shaved heads, just saying that guy in particular.
No, yeah, Skeet Ulrich would not have talked to her. No,
so, yeah.
And some of the other problems, like I said, what's her name? Had like scarring. Her spell was to alleviate that, and she becomes kind of a narcissist, self-centered. Because look, she had scars her whole life.
She hit her body.
And now she's like, I'm hot, and I'm going to be a little bit mean.
Yeah.
And then Nancy, her problem, like I said, was being just a little bit, poor. And her, I guess, stepdad or just the guy
it's
that
not her dad,
yeah, the guy that her mom was dating or whatever, married to probably, died, had a heart attack.
That she caused.
Heavily implied that Nancy gave him the heart attack.
Right.
He had like an insane life insurance policy. No, wait, hold on. I say insane. It was $175,000.
Yeah.
And the next scene is like, I guess the person handling his will is saying how much money they're going to get. And then it cuts to them. It cuts to, the other three girls, her friends, going to this like penthouse looking apartment complex.
Yeah, the sky high.
Sky high, and they go in this like crazy looking apartment. And you're just like, it was $175,000, not $175 million. Like, I don't know how much money that would.
Back in 1996.
Was it 6 or 8?
I think.
Either way, whatever. Either way,
back in the 90s.
There's no way. I was like, okay, they're gonna be. Wait, maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the point of that scene because only thing that's in their house is a couch and like a jukebox.
Yeah, that's
so maybe like the whole point is to be like, hey, look, this money, they're not gonna be able to handle it. It's not gonna last long.
Right.
Don't worry about it. So all their problems are being fixed, quote unquote. Skeet Ulrich falls in love with her because they do like a love spell. And he becomes obsessive, and it's too much. All of the problems become this. It's funny because what's her name? Sharkeisha. What's her name?
Rochelle.
It's funny because Rochelle.
Sharkeisha.
It's funny because Rochelle, like her issue wasn't that bad. I don't like.
I mean, racism's pretty bad.
No. No, not the racism part. No, I meant like because it comes back threefold. The whole thing is if you mess with magic and if you do it for selfish purposes, whatever, it can come back on you.
Well, her
bad.
thing is
what happened with her?
Felt like she had turned into her in a way. She
did her hair start to fall out
to make her feel the way she felt about herself. And when there's a scene where she looks in the mirror and her reflection won't look at her. Remember that scene?
Oh yeah.
And we were like, "What was that?" And I was like, "I think they were just trying to portray like." She didn't want to look at herself.
Well, did she ever start? Did her hair ever start to fall out? I forget.
There's a scene at the end of the movie where it's fake.
Well, sure. We'll
where
get there.
the main girl makes it look like
that's
her hair
right.
is falling
That's
out.
right. And like Naomi Campbell's like she becomes super burned, super scarred.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to remember not that her racism wasn't a problem. Anyway.
Right.
And they got all these powers through what's his name, Manon. Like
I don't know.
they worship a demon or whatever, a god called Manon.
Yeah.
As above, so below. And like, so that's like their abilities, and the movie just keeps escalating. And Robin Tooney is like, you know what, guys, we gotta slow up. I'm kind of done, mostly because Skeet Ulrich, like I said, they put a lust spell on him. He becomes a little too obsessed and like attempts to assault her, and becomes very scary. She gets away. She tells the girls. Nancy's very upset because it's obvious that him and Skeet and Nancy had some history. And she's gonna go handle it. She goes to a party, and she kills him. Before she kills him, like another scene that's sketched in my brain is when she like slides on the floor with like tiptoes.
Her boots
are like sliding. I was like, this is.
There's
cool.
a lot of great imagery.
Yeah, like quick
in the
little
movie
shots,
that
quick little
you're
moments.
just kind of like, oh, whoa, let you remember, and they shot it really, really well.
They did. So after that, she's like, I'm done. I don't want to be part of this group, essentially. And they flip on her so quick.
It is a little too fast for me.
Like,
it's too fast.
Like, I don't know if we need a couple more scenes of them trying to get her to come back.
Right.
And she was like, no, or maybe she even did something that, something
they
else.
Instantly were like, we hate you. We want you to die.
We're going to torture you. We're going to glamour. They do some insane, powerful magic to make it seem like
her parents
got in a car accident or a plane
crash.
It was like a whole news report. And you're like, damn. Hey, that plane thing was just a little joke, right? They flip on her so quick, and you can just be like, oh, it's because of Manon or whatever his name is. Like, oh, he's evil. But it's also like is he evil?
No.
He's just like, look,
not.
I'm powerful magic. If you handle this wrong,
the people are an issue.
It's the people.
Yeah,
they're the problem.
People are. Yeah.
But the craziest scene now in the whole movie is the nightmare house scene. So this is after a bunch of drama has gone on. They've been messing with her. Robin Tooney is at her house. Her parents are gone. She doesn't know yet this part, but she's in the house, and she is surrounded by snakes and roaches and maggots and rats and
It's very gross.
frogs and it is that scene, no lie, it gave me nightmares as a kid.
I don't know how much they paid for all those.
Because it looks
like,
practical.
It is practical.
I mean,
Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, some of them I'm sure was
No, it's
could have been
practical.
fudging a little bit.
There's probably one scene where there's a stack of snakes. Some of them are probably fake.
That's what I'm saying.
And
yeah.
some of
that
but
stuff.
some of them are real. But
even
for the most
even
part,
then, the fake snakes are technically practical because it's a real thing.
Exactly.
So I don't know how they shot that. Like, if I was her, they would have gave me some kind of complex. Like, oh my god,
maybe
like,
she liked all that kind of stuff.
maybe
for Ruza, apparently, I don't know if she still is, but at the time was a Wiccan, and she was like a
practicing
consultant.
What?
On the shoot,
really,
to kind of tell them some things,
and they were
stuff,
like, "Hey,
yeah.
do you just want to just act in this movie?" So yeah, like that scene was she was running around the house getting not chased, but everything, like every corner she was trying to go to. Oh, a big ass snake was here. Oh,
Yeah.
let me go hide in the bathroom. Don't worry, there's maggots coming out of the toilet. Like, you know,
yeah, it's pretty gross.
and like I had like multiple like reoccurring dreams, nightmares.
I'm so sorry
about being in a space that was very similar to that, and this, you know, you run, and then oh my god, the snake. You know, I'm surprised it didn't give me more of a phobia for snakes, if anything.
Never gave me nightmares or anything.
Listen, I was a wee lad. Okay, I saw that movie as a child.
I just was like, oh, their outfits are so cool. They're so cool. We are the weirdos, mister. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
like iconic lines.
Iconic lines. Look.
It's just, I bind you, Nancy. It's so good. It's great.
I bind you, Nancy is one of the, like, just, yeah, like all of that stuff. And like,
I'm going to start saying that to people I don't like.
I
bind you, Sharon. I bind you.
Like all of the moments in the movie, like them fighting, I would say like maybe the final conflict between Nancy and what's her name in the movie, Sarah. Between Nancy and Sarah,
couldn't think of it
Sally.
while we were watching the movie. We were like, "What's her name?"
Billy. What's her name?
Her name is Sarah.
It is Sarah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Between Nancy and Sarah, it's not the best. Like they go back and forth a little bit. And the magic, kind of like practical magic, wasn't as like boom in your face, like ha ha ha. It was like, you know, there'll be crazy like
more subtle.
There'll be crazy like, you know, glamour sequences and stuff that was like, oh, but it's not them going like lightning bolt, you know.
Yeah.
Or, you know, so it's.
But they could kind of.
They
could cause lightning if they wanted to.
Yeah,
she does that at the very end of the movie.
But they made a scene which makes me think that, like, you know, probably the same people who consulted on practical magic probably consulted on the craft,
right.
You know, because like I'm sure there's like an organization of like Wiccan and like real people who are like, look, you want to do this and you're coming to us. It's a certain way of portraying magic, you know.
You know, that was the point. They wanted to keep it kind of, I guess, somewhat real or true. The entity that they worship isn't what they worship. Like, it's not real. Apparently.
They made it up
for the
movie?
They made it up for the movie. It's a similar name, but they made it up for the movie.
Sure.
And the director said that the whole, what was that? What's that show with the three? It was a show with three witches.
Oh, you talking about, Bewitched.
I keep wanting to say Bewitched. Charmed.
Oh, I hate that.
Charmed.
I hate that show, but go on.
Charmed.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's called
you hated
Charmed.
Charmed?
That show is not good.
Oh, I thought people liked it. Anyway.
Either you're a Buffy fan or you're a Charmed fan.
Oh.
And there's no in between. I like Buffy. My brother liked Charmed.
Okay.
You know my brother. Charmed, like, what is that?
I don't, I've never seen Charmed, so I don't know.
Hey, if you like Charmed out there, write in. BarnardBabble@gmail.com.
Oh my God.
Tell me why you think your wrong opinion is right.
Anyway, the story goes that they stole a lot of the ideas from the craft for Charm. Like literally, like the guy who wrote the craft went to the studio that made Charm like a year or two before.
Yeah.
And was like, I want to make a show, I want to make a movie, like, and here's my script and here's this.
Ooh.
So then Charm came out and almost everything that and they told him no, basically. And so Charm came out and everything that he had written, like his script was the show. Even
did he sue or anything?
Like the opening of Charmed is the same as the opening of The Craft.
Oh yeah,
it's the same because he wanted that song. He had wrote that in there that's what he wanted for the opening song. It's wild.
Did he sue or anything? He couldn't prove it, or
I don't know if he sued.
Oh,
I
wow.
would have, but yeah.
Yeah, 'cause that show, was bad. So they
Yeah.
did a bad job of adapting his work.
Well, that's probably what they get for stealing.
I should go back. I mean, that show was on for a while. I should go back and
That's why I thought, I'm
watch
like,
it.
people
Ugh.
liked it from what I heard.
Just because people liked it doesn't mean it's not bad, baby.
I guess you're
People
right.
like Twilight. Come on.
I like Twilight. So
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
There
But
you
hey,
go.
The Craft, fully recommend. We talked a lot about it. It is one of my favorite, I guess, Halloween movies around the time.
Right.
I don't historically I don't rewatch a lot of movies.
Historically, it's
I
written
mean,
down.
it is a well-known fact. That is a movie that I don't have a problem rewatching.
I love The Craft. I haven't seen it as many times as you, but I
Sure.
have seen it quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it's a classic 90s movie. It's got its issues and its problems, and some of the effects aren't very good, but it's not lacking in, no pun intended,
Oh no.
charm.
And with that note, holy crap! No, I wish I could see Erica's
Goodbye,
face.
everybody.
And no pun intended. Oh my.
I hope everyone has a spooky
My soul.
week until the next time we meet again, you guys. Remember to always sprinkle salt over your shoulder.
Oh, which
Okay.
one? Your left shoulder?
I think it's your left.
Okay, good job. If you guys
Always
have any,
plant rosemary in your garden for luck, you guys.
it's that time of the year, guys. Make sure. Oh my God, what? Make sure start watching your favorite Halloween movies, your favorite October films. It's that time. It's only gonna last 31 days, y'all. Hurry up.
It's so sad. It goes by so quickly.
Ooh.
It goes by so quick. And so next week we're going to be picking another spooky topic and talking about those things. So let us know what you think about this episode on the witches and some witchy movies we loved. You can reach out to us at barnardbabble@gmail.com, or you can catch us on Twitch most nights of the week at
We'll be
Barnard
there,
Babble.
maybe.
And you can talk to us there as well. But
We're reachable.
that's it. I'm about to hit my broomstick.
Okay, I'm about to maybe turn on the PlayStation. Yeah.
Thanks for not going with me with my witchy puns and things. I appreciate
I mean,
that.
I'm gonna brew up a fun time on my PlayStation.
Okay, on your PlayStation.
Ooh.
Wonderful. Thank you guys so much. Everybody have a lovely day. Enjoy yourselves.
See y'all next time.
Look out there.
Oh.
Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. If you enjoyed what you heard, check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/Barnard Babble. That's BarnardBabble.